And that was one of many good experiences in your work, with addicts, and an amazing transformation. And there was lots of people, not as massive as a transformation as that, but still a transformation, still Jesus changing lives. But there's also difficult times, weren't there, in the ministry? Hard times where you faced, a lot of reality, as you say. You've told me stories of, I've seen it really. There was one Sunday evening, there was a man from New Hope when I was a young lad, who was over the fence, a guy called Dave with his dog, and asked Dad to come out, to come and, I want to speak to your dad. And I think you told him off for having something he wasn't supposed to have, and he came with his dog to confront you and to potentially attack you and
Two Rottweilers.
beat you up or whatever. And I thought, oh, that was and there was a lot more stories which I didn't see, but that's what I saw, and that frightened me and Becky and Naomi. And he jumped over the fence, and we ran into the car, and he had his chain, swinging his chain around. But I can remember just watching you from the back, crying my eyes out, but just watching you and seeing the calmness that you had with this man, who is waving his chain in front of you, and you being really calm. Where did you get that from? Was that from you, or was that God that helped you with it?
Believe it or not, I love Dave. And I just believe that God could change people. And Dave was no different than me. And I suppose, without God's hand on me, I would have been the same. So I think that's something that I knew, but also I'd been working with these guys for years and knew that I couldn't show weakness, but I also had to show love. But that was taught by God. God taught me that, and God kept me still. God kept me. I could have run. If I had run, He would have hit me. But I had to stand still, and I had to wait until He made His move, and then I had to take the chain from Him and protect Him. And that's what was on my mind all the time. I need to protect Him. Doesn't know what he's doing.
Comes back to that slogan, doesn't it? For New Hope. Compassion. Having love for those people.
Yeah.
You also mentioned stories where there's a car that flew in with two people getting out with shotguns.
Yeah.
Tell us a couple of those stories. They're always fun to listen to.
They weren't fun at the time. We had an electric gate that would close as soon as a car came in. It would close, and it was broken this day. And the car came in. That day I wasn't in charge that day, if I can remember right.
Wayne.
Yeah, probably Wayne was in charge that day. And I heard a commotion, and I went out, and these guys were taking two shotguns out of the back of out the boot, and they were coming towards the church. And I went out and I said, "What are you guys doing?" Like an idiot. "What are you doing?" Well, and they said the guy's name, and they said, "He's taking money from us. We're drug dealers, and we're going to shoot him." I said, "You're not going to shoot him here. You're going to stop us?" I says, "Yeah, if I have to." He says, "You're not touching these people. So put your guns back in your car and go." And that's what happened. They went. I mean, there was another time when, this is going to sound racist, but it's not. And where we came from, most of the people who were drug dealers were
the Asian sort of.
Asian.
Yeah, we had control in that region. Yeah.
So it would come in from Bradford, come into Leeds, and then go out from there. So the heroin was taken in. And very often the guys, what they would do is they would take their heroin and put it into their sock, so that no one knew what it was, but the Asian guy would. So the Asian guy would sell them it and then get their money, and some of them would try and get the heroin back to sell it again.
Mm-hmm.
So they chased this guy, they stripped him naked. So all he had was a pair of boxer shorts, and he was coming down into to New Hope, and the gate was open, and I was coming out, and I seen this, and I seen all these Asian guys with baseball bats and big pieces of wood. They were gonna do him, man. And I just went, you ain't going any further, guys. You're not coming in here. And they stopped. They just stopped. And I looked at him and I thought, what on earth am I doing here? And then all of a sudden I heard all these people shouting at the back of me, and these were all the guys coming out of New Hope, because the guy who was stripped naked had gone and told them what was happening. And I found out later that he had said, you better come out because they're out there and Alistair's trying to stop them beating me up. So they all came out, and I was trying to hold them back from beating them up. And somehow God obviously sorted it out, and the Asians went, and the guys went back into the thing. So the guys protected me a lot.